Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Dragon Ball Nation. Today I got my Q&A, and I'm pretty happy that you guys have been keeping up with the questions. Actually, you guys have been asking me quite a bit of questions. I still have 91, including the question of the day, so I definitely got a couple weeks worth of Q&As thanks to you guys. So obviously, like always, you guys can always send me your questions whenever, and it'll keep the Q&As going. But yeah, thanks for that, definitely. But let's get right into the Q&A. What if Vegeta was Indian and Goku was Jamaican and Gohan was African? I can't come up with even a percent of an answer there. I mean, it depends whether or not. Fuck that. I don't know how to answer that. Oh man, that was funny. Don't you think that everything is changing too fast? Don't know what you mean. I don't know what this is referring to specifically. I'm trying to think of all things. I mean, life kind of moves too fast after high school. If you're trying to get at, life is kind of, moving a little bit too fast. Work and this YouTube thing's great. It's a lot of work itself. A lot of changes in life. So I guess that's what I can say to that. Will Vegeta ever go SSJ 3? I don't think so. I don't think it's relevant at this point, to be honest with you. So, it says the other Supreme Kais were killed by Majin Buu, but King Kai was killed by Cell and could still do their job perfectly fine. So why didn't they keep doing their job after death? Keep up the great work and thank you. I'm going to try keeping up the great work, man, and thanks for watching my content. And as far as So, I'm trying to reread this question real quick. That's okay. So if the other Kais were pretty much gone after Buu killed them, but King Kai was still around, is basically what you're trying to say. Well, the thing is that the Kais get absorbed by Buu, so I mean that's where they went. As far as where they went after Buu was defeated. Or, I mean, I think it's a plot hole. Maybe it was, said somewhere, but maybe I missed it. But, I mean, if they were all absorbed, there must be a plot hole there somewhere where they, just kind of disappeared, I guess. But King Kai, definitely was still, looking over the Earth, mainly because of Goku. If it wasn't for Goku, he really wouldn't care about the Earth too much. But, I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. I guess I'm not gonna read this out loud. Since he or she requested it, it's a pointless question. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. I read most of it. Please don't hate me. Anyways, how in the world did the dragon heal Goku's hole in his chest and Tien's arm, but he couldn't heal Yamchas' scar? It's a good question, but it's just an inconsistency. And I have a video coming up talking about some injuries in Dragon Ball, and not necessarily related to revival, but sensu bean, healing, properties compared to injuries and all that stuff. If you guys know what I'm talking about, that'll be a video in the future. What is your favorite filler in the anime? Abdul 54 CP. That's a tough one, but off the top of my head, I really love the Otherworld Tournament saga. And there were definitely some scenes towards the end of Dragon Ball Z before the 10-year gap to the World Tournament that were very nice filler scenes. But one of those two, areas for filler were really nice, I would say. and he sent a link. I actually noticed the link when I was scrolling down to the bottom and I checked it out. It's a link to that song called Blue. I'm not gonna start singing it, but I'll leave a link. I'll leave this link in the description below if I remember, so you guys can check it out. I'm not gonna pull the song up here in the video, you know, because of copyright bullshit. But what do I think of the animation in that video? Well, I've seen it before, and it is some god-awful stuff. Like, that is horrendous. And if I'm not mistaken, that video came out after the movie Toy Story, and Toy Story had great animation. That came out in like '96 or something like that. So I mean, it was awful, that animation for that video. If you haven't seen the video, check it out in the description below. Hopefully, if I remember, I probably will, but I might forget. SSJ God Vegeta fused with SSJ4 Gogeta versus Mr. Satan Buu Saga. Dude, this is a fucking dumb question. Mr. Satan would kick the shit out of him. Can't believe you asked that. Come on. Get out of here with that nonsense. Mr. Satan would just put them on the ground and take a shit on their head. We all know this. Cell Saga Satan could demolish him. Can't believe he even bothered with that. But that was a good question. Alright, anyways. What is your opinion on Trunks' history? I honestly think it's hilarious. Abdul 54 CP. Yeah, it's hilarious. Yep. Completely hilarious. I agree. Okay. I don't know what I was saying. It's really late. I was having trouble reading this. Don't mind me. Would you rather be a Namekian killed by Vegeta or a human killed by Nappa? None of them got revived since Nappa isn't Frieza's man. He is Vegeta's, and Vegeta betrayed Frieza. Abdul, same guy. I'm having trouble reading his name because I'm like dyslexic or, you know, all that bullshit. Anyways, would I rather be a Namekian or Nappa? Or a human or a Namekian? Why does that matter? If you're not getting revived, it's basically the same. Would I want to be myself or be a Namekian? I'm going to stay the same. Maybe I'm missing something here in the question, but I'm going to be the same. And also, I want to keep my man parts. I don't want to be asexual like a Namekian. There's a lot less fun in life like that. Anyways, that's the end of his question spree. Will you shout me out? Yes. Abdul 54 CP, you have been shouted out. I don't know if you have a YouTube channel, but if you like message me, I'll check it out. But if you just, I might even look you up after this and comment on a video. Who knows? You would have already seen it by now, if I did. Anyways, how did King Piccolo die and Kame still lived? But if Piccolo dies, Kame lives. Now, my Dragon Ball is really, really fuzzy right now. It's because when King Piccolo died, he spit up Piccolo Jr., which was really the embodiment of all the evil still, and that you know, carried over to Piccolo Jr. So Kame still had his other half alive in the form of Piccolo Jr., which is the Piccolo we know. So if my memory serves me correct, and Dragon Ball is really fuzzy for me at the moment, that is why, because he still is alive in Piccolo, basically, that essence. How strong will the fusion between Goku and Gohan have been? Now, whether or not you want to take this is from Nile Brooks, by the way, whether or not you want to take this as a legitimate, the Elder Kai did state that the fusion between Goku and Vegeta was even more complete because they were rivals. Now you can take that as whatever you want to take it as, but that would make me think that he could potentially have been stronger than Goku and Gohan fused. I can't confirm that, obviously, because we don't know how strong he could have been, but honestly, just for the benefit of the doubt, I would say that Goku and Gohan's fusion would be stronger, because Gohan was immensely more powerful than even Goku, I would say. So, especially Vegeta, but even Goku. So, I'd say even though they were rivals, Goku and Vegeta, I don't think that whatever boost they'd get would make them stronger than Goku and Gohan fusion. What would happen if Goku and Gohan fused? They would be called Gokhan, as Kwame said in, I can't remember, it was in one of his videos. An old one, too. Put the Ginyu Force in order from strongest to least strongest. Okay, so strongest first, Ginyu, then Birder and Jace, I would say. Although Jace might be a little bit stronger, because he's like kind of more, he looks to be more skilled in, energy attacks. And I know the anime, excuse me, I had a lot to drink before his Q&A. In the anime, it made Jace, if I'm remembering correctly, it made Jace use more energy attacks in the anime. But I think Birder's speed would put him above Jace, so maybe Birder would be a bit stronger. I'm a bigger fan of Birder, so that might be playing a little hand here. And then Raccoon's under those two. And then obviously Guldo is at the bottom because he's down there eating biscuits all day. What if Goku had a daughter? She'd be very similar to Pan, I'd imagine. I would think so. Very similar to Pan, and this is also from Mal Brooks. The next bunch of questions are from Mal Brooks, actually. But that's fine. More questions. Doesn't matter who they're by. As long as someone's asked questions, I'm fine answering them. It's fun. Yeah, if he had a daughter, I think she'd be very similar to Pan. Except she'd eat a lot more. And she'd be a half Saiyan and not a quarter Saiyan. But, anyways. Was Goku killed by Frieza on Namek, do you think? No. The whole Goku getting killed on Namek is an anime-only thing. Where there was like, I think there's like a theory that he got revived by the Dragon Balls, the Namekian balls. But it was an anime-only thing, and they weren't even trying to imply that, I'm sure, when they were, you know, creating that filler. So it's just kind of a fan-made thing, so I don't think so. Why does Goku leave with Shenron at the end of GT? It's presumed that he's going to train, I think. It's been a while since I've seen the end of GT. And I know Kwaman's going to do a theory on what happened at the end of GT, and I want to do one myself. Whether or not I'm going to do one before or after him, I'm not sure. But I have wanted to talk about this for a while, because it is definitely a strange one. But I'm not sure. I think it is a train, in a way. He definitely, in my opinion, didn't die at the end of GT at all, Goku. When he fused with the Dragon Balls, he became immortal, I imagine. But I have another theory relating to the Dragon Balls in him, but I don't want to say it, but maybe some of you can guess in the comments. If you have any theories on what I'm talking about, between Goku being one with the Dragon Balls, and who that would link him to in particular, say so in the comments below, but I'm not going to say anything right here because it'll spoil it. But you guys can guess. I won't tell you if you're right or wrong. Why does Boo pound his chest? I'm assuming you mean Kid Boo. It's because he's very childish. That's really it. I think it's just for comedic effect. Why does Yamcha have scars? He had gotten scars, if I remember, during his... how many years was it between the World Tournament at the end of Dragon Ball and, you know, that prior year skip? In between the defeat of Piccolo and the year skip to the next tournament, I can't remember. I think it might have been the 22nd World Tournament. I think it was actually the 23rd World Tournament, I believe. A little bit fuzzy. I think it's 23rd. Yamcha had acquired its scars during training. I don't know what he was doing. He probably tripped down some stairs or something, and he said he was training, but... You know, that's Yamcha for you. Why does Gohan like Videl? Because she's got a decent... You know, she's got a nice personality. I always liked Videl as a character, so I'd assume he likes her. Because she's just got a good personality and all that stuff. I don't know. Gohan's after the tougher girls. Nothing wrong with that. How strong is Piccolo during the Buu Saga? Depends what part of the Buu Saga. If you're talking about the end of Z, like at the 10-year skip, I have to agree with what Quaman said. He put him around Perfect Cell and Super Perfect Cell, around there, somewhere in the middle there, and I have to agree with that. At the time of the Buu Saga, I'd say he was weaker than Deborah by a decent amount. he was weaker than Supreme Kai, definitely. So it's hard to gauge it exactly, but I think he was a little bit stronger than second form Cell. I'd probably put him about. You know, I'd probably say he's about as strong as this Super Vegeta from the Cell Saga. I'd probably put him around there. That's probably a safe bet. Do you think that future Trunks will appear in the upcoming DBZ movie? We all know that even though Goku was the one who defeated Frieza, Trunks was the one who actually killed him and eventually took revenge for all the Saiyans and the destruction of Planet Vegeta. What's your opinion? I don't think future Trunks is going to be in it, but I do have a theory that Frieza will recognize, if Trunks, I would assume an older Trunks would be in there, our present Trunks. He will recognize that Trunks as a threat, and he will see the resemblance from future Trunks, and he'll want revenge in some way. I'm hoping that happened, but it might not. But I do hope that something like that would happen. Hottest anime character. That's not something I'm prepared to answer on the spot, but just for all sakes and purposes, let me think for a minute. I feel weird talking about anime characters, but if anyone's ever seen the show Rosario plus Vampire, there were a lot of hot anime girls, I guess you could say, on there. I'm not like, huge into anime girls, but I know a lot of you guys are, and that's fine. We all have different preferences. But probably one of the girls from that show. But I don't know. I don't really know. I'm just gonna say one of them for all sakes and purposes. It's a safe bet. What if Vegeta never killed Nappa? How do you think it would affect the rest of the series? Unlike Raditz, pretty sure Nappa was considered an elite, meaning he had decent or high combat potential, right? He did decimate the Z fighters without much effort, and he held his own fairly well against Goku. Now, I hear a lot of people saying Nappa held his own against Goku, but I gotta disagree there. I don't think he held his own quite as well as everyone says. I'd say Goku still destroyed him, even though he used the Kaioken. I think if he was giving it his all the whole time in his base, power, he could have destroyed Nappa. That's the way I looked at it. It's been a little bit since I've seen that fight in particular, but from my memory, that's what I would say. But if Vegeta never killed Nappa, I don't think Nappa has much potential. I think he trains, and he's much older than Vegeta and Goku, so I don't think he has much potential. He's pretty much at his peak where he is, because he's very old. I think he's around 50. Well, that's what the episode of Bardock implies. He's definitely a little bit old, quite a bit older than Vegeta. It's hard to say, but I don't think he has very much potential, to be honest. Do you think that we will ever find out the identity of the real legendary Super Saiyan? I mean, I'm referring to the one scene when Vegeta was telling the story of the legendary Super Saiyan while they were on planet Namek. I don't think we'll ever see him. Okay, to be completely honest, I think Toriyama probably forgot about it. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him, but I don't think we'll ever see him, to be completely honest. And that's fine. I mean, what's really going to be the point of seeing who it is anyways? They're not going to be any relevant to the story, I wouldn't imagine. But I don't think we'll see him ever. Or maybe it's her. The first Super Saiyan was a girl. You don't know. Can you please do a video on why there wasn't Android 16 in Trunks' timeline, please? I have always wondered that. Okay. Now, I'm going to get this wrong because it's late and it's off the top of my head. But if I remember correctly, 16 was in the present timeline because Trunks had altered it the 3 years prior to the androids coming out. Android 16 was not a planned thing until that whole timeline had gotten altered, if I'm correct. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. What famous people would you like to meet? Kira Toriyama, obviously. Jack Black, one of my favorite actors. Trying to think of other ones. That's all I got off the top of my head. I can't really. Oh, obviously all the Funimation voice actors. Sean Schemmel, Christopher Sabat, Chris Rager, Eric Vale, all that stuff. All of them, obviously. And then I'll have them do all their characters' voices. What kind of surprises do you like? I like a surprise that's beneficial to me. Not a bad one. That's the best I can answer that. Okay. I think I'm gonna do 2 more questions. What do you think would happen at the end? Happened if Bardock had escaped the destruction of planet Vegeta instead of trying to fight Frieza, and had gone to Earth for Kakarot and took him to another planet and raised him to become stronger and fight Frieza? I don't think Goku ever could have. Okay, aside from the whole first part, which, you know, the whole, you know, Dragon Ball Minus chapter complicates things, but we'll go off of, you know, the film, the episode of Bardock film. If that he had escaped and, you know, let's just say hypothetically he does get Goku and all that stuff. Let's answer the last part of this. Goku would never ever be able to get as strong as Frieza, I don't think. Maybe first form, but I don't think he'd ever get close to his final form. Because you gotta think, Goku got way stronger from the Kaioken, and when he died and he learned the Kaioken, among other things, the Zenkai boosts he got in Namek were very important. So I don't think that he would necessarily ever be able to get close to Frieza. What do you think would happen if all the Saiyans would listen to Bardock and gone together to fight Frieza? Also, what effect would this have on the series? It wouldn't have changed the series a bit, because if all the Saiyans had gone to fight Frieza, aside from maybe, you know, Vegeta and, you know, those main Saiyans we saw in the series, Vegeta, Raditz, and Nappa, they all would have died. All of these Saiyans that Bardock would have gathered. There's no way any of them would have stood a chance against Frieza, even in their, you know, grade 8 form. They could have taken on his henchmen, but not Frieza. Frieza would have destroyed them in its first form, no contest. And that has been it for the Q&A. Actually, I'm going to answer this. What console do you play on getting Xenoverse on? Xbox One. Are you going to fight against your subscribers? If you guys want to fight against me, you better prepare to be losing. Just prepare to lose. But I will fight you guys on Xenoverse, definitely. But that has been the Q&A. I'm sorry I'm not answering this question. It'll get answered next week. I feel bad when I leave a question hanging, but you got to end somewhere. And this is a good one that, wait a minute, I already answered this last week. Never mind. Anyways, guys, that has been the Q&A. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.